Welcome to the Daily Influence, where our mission is to deliver a daily dose of positive influence that can uplift you personally or be shared within your sphere of influence. While not every episode may directly apply to your unique circumstances, we strive to provide insights and inspiration relevant to most people's daily, weekly, and monthly lives. Whether you are tuning in during the morning, noon, or night, the Daily Influence is here for you. Listen, share, and embrace the power of influence in your life.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Influence. We are so glad you're here with us today for another daily dose of positive influence. I'm excited to introduce you to Cristiana Crin. She's a director of design and founder of Perpetuum Designs. Thank you so much for being here, Cristiana.
Thank you, Greg, for having me. I appreciate it.
Cristiana, can you share a little bit about yourself with our audience?
Absolutely. I am a first-generation immigrant in United States. I arrived here in 2006 and landed in Detroit. I had no idea what my life is going to look like, and I had no expectations of any type of career at that point. I wanted to travel, get a job, and basically sustain myself through parties and local traveling to United States. And then I landed in the field of design by accident a few years later when I got a job as an executive assistant in an architectural company, and I fell in love 2 weeks into the job with the industry. And then from that point on, it was very clear that this is the place where I want to be, where I want to live my life and grow and explore everything that's possible in the industry. And then this is how Perpetuum Design started.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that with us. What inspired you to start spreading positivity and making a difference in the lives of others?
When having different positions in different companies that were involved in interior design and architecture, of course, I wanted to have my input on creativity and design more and more, and hospitality seemed the perfect niche for me to do this. Going to restaurants and being a foodie, I grew up on the farm, but I've always been curious to explore culinary experiences of the world, and obviously Chicago is the best place, one of the best places in the world for this. But every time I would go to a local restaurant in my current neighborhood at that time, I felt that the overall experience could be a little bit more. And this is what made me fall in love with restaurant design, just in general. My creativity, contributed to that, but my desire to be able to create spaces where people can feel happy beyond just their meal, beyond just their bite. So it started as a game. I was just kind of trying to talk to different owners about different things that they can improve. I had no idea what I was doing at the time, but it started as this game where I would go in and talk to managers or owners about the things that they could possibly do within their space. And because I was already in the field of design, I knew that at some point I'm gonna start doing something on my own. So this is basically what triggered it. Yes.
That's wonderful. I'm a foodie myself as well. Do you have a favorite cuisine?
No, actually, I love everything that's good. Different days, different months, different seasons would trigger different type of cravings. I have been blessed to have amazing clients that later became friends, that are very talented chefs from all over the world. So it's, as the mood will suit us every now and then, we would just be spontaneous and go and visit, a local restaurant that sometimes it's clients and sometimes it's just in the neighborhood. But we live in the city that's so amazing from this point of view that we get to choose whatever our hearts desire.
That's wonderful. I feel that through food, our relationships and our with our family and our friends and strangers can really grow by sharing a meal together. And we can learn so much about people just from sitting and sharing a meal with them.
Definitely. And I come from a very small town in the heart of Transylvania, actually. And for us, tradition was that every Sunday we would gather all family around the table, and everyone would pitch in with something, even if it would be just a little bit, but we would get to enjoy ourselves around a meal. And I know that in a lot of parts of the world, it's the same tradition. Family gathers on a Sunday to have a meal together, to experience each other, and to spread the joy. So I feel extremely blessed to be part of this world and to experience that more than just on a Sunday.
Yeah, that's awesome. Can you tell us about a specific moment or experience where you felt you made a significant impact on someone's life?
Yes, but I am going to go in a slightly different direction. It's not about a meal. It is about something that we have done. It was during COVID. We were still all wearing masks. And it's an experience that's probably going to follow me decades to come. It's called the Jibarito Stop. That's the location where we were just completing design. We were there very, very late. It was at the time where restaurants were not allowed to be open, but some restaurants, if they were complying with the regulations at that time, they were allowed to be open for takeout. And the Jibarito Stop at that point, this is exactly what was happening with them. They were just open for takeout. And it was late. We were very tired. We were there all day putting decorations up, and we were just being done. And a mom with a 3-year-old boy, or I think he was around 3 years old, walked in to pick up their order. And we have inside the Jibarito Stop, we have this huge mural. I believe that the ceilings are 9 feet tall. And it's a very imposing drawing. And it portrays the traditional Puerto Rican peasant, which is called a jibaro. And we did some beautiful, well, not us, we kind of came up with the idea, but we hired this muralist that did this amazing drawing. And when the boy came in with his mom, they were holding hands, and he didn't wear a mask because he was so little. And he saw the drawing on the wall, and he let go of his mom's hand, and he started walking towards the wall. And to see that image, that little boy standing next to that big mural, he had his mouth open, and he was just so sucked into that moment with the drawing and that experience. And it was for the first time when I thought, I'm doing something right. This is exactly why I wanted to do this. This is exactly the reaction that I was hoping at some point that would validate everything that I did up until this point. And it did, and we created many other beautiful spaces since then. But for some reason, this experience will follow me probably for the rest of my life.
What a wonderful experience, and thank you for sharing that story with us.
Of course.
It's really great when we can see the fruit of our labor really inspiring and bringing joy to someone else. What advice would you give to someone who wants to make a difference but doesn't know where to start?
I think if you choose to do something that you love, my mom said this many, many years ago, whatever you choose to do in life, just make sure you like it, because it's one of the most important things. You spend more time at work than you spend at home, at least for 2-3 decades of your life. And if you choose to do something with passion, and I watched her work throughout her life, and she was an entrepreneur, and she had her own small business, and up until this day, she's almost 70, and she still goes to work with joy, and she loves what she does. So I think that anyone that wants to start a business of any kind or joining any type of career, if you love what you do, you will find joy. Because sometimes it's hard and challenging, but at the end of the day, if you love what you do, this is the most important thing. Absolutely. It will bring you joy on so many levels. Just talking about, what you do every day, there's no way that you can go wrong with that. So definitely I encourage people to find something that they love. Another thing, I take it as a compliment. Someone said to me recently, when you start talking about design, your eyes light up. Yes, because I love it. Everything else, I mean, yes, it matters because, you have your free time and you have your friends and you have your everyday life. But when you have passion for what you do, literally nothing else matters. So find something what you love and just find a way to make it happen.
It's so wonderful when I meet people that I hear that they love and it brings them joy in what they do, because it almost doesn't, it's not a job then, right? It's just part of who you are. And that's where you happen to spend X number of hours in the day providing those services or making products or whatever it may be. And if it brings you joy, that's so rewarding.
Of course. And another thing is that when you do something you love, you tend to be good at it because you wanted to make sure that it turns out great. And then obviously, by extension, it impacts in a very good way the life of others. So, it's a double win.
Absolutely. It definitely is. Cristiana, how do you maintain your own sense of positivity, especially during challenging times or when faced with negativity?
I go camping. I love nature and I love being outside. There's different things. Music was a big part of my life, even as a child, and I still listen music every day. But mostly I love nature. So, there are hard times sometimes, and we all have hard days. And whenever that happens, it doesn't matter the weather. It can be pouring rain or it can be freezing. I love snow. So I always, during winters, I have it on my calendar that if it's going to snow throughout the night, I'm going to set an alarm at 2 a.m. We're going to go outside and we're going to enjoy the snow. And I'm very lucky. My partner also enjoys nature and everything that comes with it. So nature, just nature in general. And we get back to the basics. Throughout the summer, we camp a lot, and we spend as much time as we can in nature. So this helps me a lot. It keeps me sane, definitely.
I love that. Nature really just can kind of bring us back to our roots and reset everything. And just going out, even smelling the fresh air and getting the sun in your eyes and seeing the trees and just really being mindful in the moment and, enjoying nature around you. What messages or words of encouragement would you like to share with our listeners who aspire to make a positive difference in the world?
Don't give up. This is the main line that kept me, going. I had moments when I wanted to give up. It was hard. I still say sometimes that starting this business was the hardest thing that I've ever done. But don't give up. If you chose something that you love, and if you're doing it with passion, there's a lot of bureaucracy behind the actual passion. Yes, but there will be hard times, but don't give up because it will happen at some point. I live and breathe design, and I couldn't imagine 20 years ago when I came to United States that this is going to be the course of my life. But I'm happy that I didn't give up. Being persistent, having patience. I know that the younger generations, and I faced this challenge in the past as well, because we all wanted everything to happen in an instant, and patience sometimes it's challenging, but learning to have patience and not giving up when the hard times come, it's a sure recipe for success. I am 100% sure of it. Yes.
That is really good advice. Thank you for sharing that with us. We really appreciate you being here and sharing all your advice and your experiences. Cristiana, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. I appreciate it very much.
And to our listeners, if you want to get in touch with Cristiana, you can email her. We'll put her email address in the show notes. And thank you for joining us for another episode of Daily Influence. We are so grateful you took the time today to spend and get a daily dose of positive influence with us. We hope you have an amazing day. Bye-bye.